Welcome everyone. Today we'll continue our discussion on the syllabus of Assam University BN entrance. Our today's discussion is on the topic History of Education in India. In our today's class, we will cover the history of pre-independence period of India, where we will cover the education system in India that were prevalent in ancient time, in medieval time, and during British period. So let's start. Firstly, the Gurukul system of education. This is the education system in ancient India. This education system is believed to be very disciplined and well organized, and it was prevalent sometime during 3rd century before Christ. And this education system was solely based on traditional and religious knowledge of some subjects. Let us now see the main features of Gurukul system. Gurukul system is a type of school in India, residential in nature, and pupils living in proximity with the Guru. So there was a religious leader or a teacher which was called Guru, and pupils used to live in the house of the Guru, in the ashram of the Guru, and it was a residential. So after completion of the course, then only people can return back to home. Then in Gurukul, students resided together as equals irrespective of their social standing, learned from the Guru and helped the Guru in his day-to-day life. So this was not only about learning. Other than learning of subjects, there was some training to do household activities, and the main thing is that there was no discrimination among students. All were equal in the house of the Guru. The main subjects that were taught in Gurukul system of education were religion, then philosophy, then warfare, then medicine, and astrology. Then we see at the end of his studies, the pupil offered dakshina to the Guru. The Guru dakshina is a traditional gesture of acknowledgement, respect, and thanks. So after the end of the course, the people has to offer some Guru dakshina to the Guru. Then the education that were prevalent during the Buddhist period, during the time of Buddha, during the time of Gautam Buddha. Let us discuss this. The main features of Buddhist system of education were it was centered around monasteries or viharas or sanghas. We often call these monasteries as Buddha Vihar. Rise of organized educational institution may be attributed to the influence of Buddhism. During Buddhism, the education system was well organized. There were scholars who used to write poetry, prose, and a very well organized system of education was prevalent at that time. Then Buddhist university. Some Buddhist monasteries developed into great centers of learning and came to be known as universities. We have heard the name of Nalanda University, then Takshila University, then you have Vikramshila University and Ujjain. In those universities, the subjects that were taught are mainly astronomy, grammar, logic, philosophy, literature, law, medicine. All were taught in those universities. Let me show you a photo of Nalanda University. That's the remainings of Nalanda University. You can see there. Then the remains of Takshila University you can see. Okay. Now Now the Islamic education in India during medieval period. We all know that during the medieval period, that is after the 11th century or 12th century, Muslim empires were ruling India. So education system also changed at that time. During Mughals period, all the Mughals rulers were scholars and lovers of literature and arts. They had a keen interest in education. Even before the advent of Mughals, a system of education had already been evolved in India which aimed at the safety of Islam and preach of canons of Islam. The Mughal emperors, namely Babur and Humayun, are also great lovers of education. Now, during medieval period, there were two systems of educational institutions. Firstly, there were maktab and then was madrasa. All the primary education was taught in maktab, and for higher education, there was system of madrasa. Okay, now we go to the advent of British in India. What the education system was there in the time of British. The British East India Company established a department of public instruction in each province of British India. The Department of Public Instruction was placed by 1885, and by 1857 there were a number of universities in India, and they were modelled on the University of London. Let us see the names of some educational institutions built by East India Company. The first one was the Calcutta Madrasa, then Sanskrit College, then Fort William College. All are the first educational institutions. Now, you remember this year. During the British rule, you no need to go through these features of Wood's Dispatch. You need to remember the year. Wood's Dispatch. During the British rule, a comprehensive plan of education was given by Wood. That was called Wood's Dispatch, which was given on 1854. He has given lots of recommendations to be incorporated in the system of education. You need to remember the year only. Then you have Hunter Commission. Hunter Commission was set up in 1882, and the aim was the same. British government set up the Hunter Commission to see the progress of education in the country. This commission emphasized the recommendations of primary and secondary education. Then we see the Railway Commission. It was established also by the British government in 1902. You need to remember the year. Then comes the Indian Universities Act, which was passed in 1904. So the viceroy at that time was Lord Curzon. Let us now see some pictures of higher educational institutions built during British period. Central Hindu School by N.E. Besant. Then Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College by Syed Ahmad Khan, which is now known as Aligarh Muslim University. Then New English School by Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Then National Council of Education with Arvind Ghosh as its principal in 1906.
So this was all about today. Thank you for your attention.